welcome to our viewers on our 4-Style Media live stream. My name is J Mac and you have found yourself watching the event here live from AJS in sunny Wanneroo, Perth, Western Australia. It's the Smarter Than Smoking 2021 Senior State Motocross Championship round, and the very best have come out to play. At the moment, you're taking in the MX Clubman practice and qualifying as we get set for a massive day of racing. It's going to be absolutely huge. Several classes running out there today. ATVs, MX Veterans, MX2, MX3, MX Clubman, as we see now, culminating in the MX1 division. The fastest, the biggest, the best riders here on the West Coast. It's a beautiful 13 degrees, so a little bit crisp this morning, but clear skies all round. The track has been prepped and is looking absolutely fantastic. As is traditional here at AJS, you can expect that practice will actually show the best track conditions for the entire day. We were having a chat with sweep rider Justin Nobes from West Coast Husqvarna, and he was telling us that things are looking great out there, but as the day rolls on, we are going to see some tricky conditions. 100% sand, that's the makeup of the terrain here today. And you will see braking bumps, you will see ruts, and you will see some trialing conditions for even the best. Big thank you to all of our sponsors here today. We have to say a huge thank you to the Bayless Electrical Group for jumping on board with the live stream. Make sure you check them out. Also, Thomas's Vehicle Refinishing, as well as Cully's Yamaha, and not to forget our live stream provider, 4-Style Media. Thanks to Colin Belshaw and the crew. Several camera angles here today, bringing you all the action, turn by turn, on this beautiful Mother's Day. That's right, it's Mother's Day. If this is the first that you're hearing about it, well, count yourself as a maybe just about off the Christmas list. If you haven't called Mum yet, make sure you give her a shout out. So we're going to roll on with some more shots. This is your race order up on screen. We'll keep continuing with the coverage as we get closer and closer to crunch time. Race 1. Once again, my name is J Mac, and we'll be back with more action as it happens. Welcome to everyone watching online on our 4Style Media live stream. We have to say a huge thank you to our live stream sponsors, the Bayless Electrical Group, for jumping on board. Cully's Yamaha, your finest Yamaha dealer here on the West Coast. And of course, Thomas Vehicle Refinishing Services. These guys do an absolutely awesome job. Welcome to sunny Wanneroo for round 2 of the Smarter Than Smoking State Motocross Championship. It's Seniors Day, and this is your race order. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing the MX Women's. So, if you can mentally make a note, we are going to be running with ATVs up first, with MX Veterans coming out second. MX2 and MX3 are running a reduced 2-round format, with MX Clubman coming out for their 3 heats, and MX1 finishing off our cycle. The track has been prepped, and already we are seeing signs of degradation. The 100% sandy surface is already forming up, and at the moment it's probably looking like a very quick track to those of you that are watching online. It's a beautiful 15 degrees with very light cloud overhead. The day is looking to get up around the 27 degree mark, and you can already see on our live stream some of these braking bumps really starting to form up. A fantastic crowd starting to appear on the hill as we get set for a day of full-on racing action. My name is Jared McLean, everyone calls me J-Mac, and it's great to be with you here for round 2 of the Smarter Than Smoking State Motocross Championship. We had the juniors round last weekend at beautiful Byford. Lightweight Motocross Club put on a fantastic event, and we get set. Vision of your starting area. It's a long run into hole shot corner. A tight left-hander before we get into the first jump of the course. You can see it just there in the top of your screen. A tabletop before the track doubles back on itself and winds its way down the hill towards the trials section. First race already starting to form up on the gate. Our ATVs are coming on out, and it is a star-studded cast. 10 times Australian champ on the number 46, Chris Bosnakis. Also adding to that, 17 state titles to his name. The number 46 will have his work cut out for him in the form of Jay Dowsett on the number 37, 2 times Australian champ and 3 times WA state title holder. Dowsett looking to improve on his form, not currently featuring in the top 3 points after 1 round of competition. We'll see if Dowsett can push his way up into the order. Also, keep an eye out on number 77, Josh McQuaid, 3-time state and Australian champion, ready to put his throttle to the stop once that gate drops. At the moment, we have MX1 qualifying and practice out on track, cutting their way through the course. These are the big boys, the quickest riders that we have out on track today. At the moment, Charlie Creech on the number 57 looks to be your quickest rider out there, clocking in with a 1 minute 51.71. Brock Flynn currently just off the pace with a 1 minute 52.786. John Darrick doing well on the number 45 with a 1 minute 53.199 to his name. Those of you that are wanting to watch on, you can check out the live timing. Of course, thanks to AP Timing, Angie and Paul Donahue doing a great job supporting WAMX with their timing and transponder service. You can check that out at Speedhive and Race Monitor. We'll come back to you with more information as we get closer to our first heat race here at round 2 for the Smarter Than Smoking State Championship. So at the conclusion of MX1 practice qualifying, we see Charlie Creech top of the charts with a 1-minute 51.393 lap time. Brock Flynn flying high as well with a 1-minute 52.78, with John Darrick on the number 45. Rounding out your top three, 1-minute 53.199. Going to be a massive day here at AJS for round two of the Smarter Than Smoking State Motocross Championships. Welcome to everyone watching online, thanks to 4-Star Media, Bayless Electrical Group, Cully's Yamaha, and Thomas Vehicle Refinishing Services. My name's J Mac, and it is my pleasure to be your announcer here at round two for the Senior State Motocross Championship. As riders make their way off the track, we will start proceedings in an official capacity. ATVs are already on the line, geared up for their first moto. Their first moto looking to be a 15-minute plus 1 lap heat, with the two following motos to be 10-minute plus 1 lap affairs. We have to say a warm thank you to all the mothers out there, all the ladies. Happy Mother's Day. We hope you are having a fantastic day. And of course, to all of our mothers that are volunteering today here at the track. It's fantastic to have you all with us, and we wouldn't be able to do it without you. To everyone that has made it out here today, thank you so much for coming along. And as our final rider makes their way off the track, we please ask that you stand for our Australian national anthem. Fire it up, guys and girls out there on the line. ATVs for their very first moto. Names like Zachary Croonan, multiple Australian champion and multiple state champion Christopher Bosnakis on the number 46. Namo Leo, he's currently running second in the championship after 1 round of competition. Looking to go one better, but he's got his work cut out for him. We're going to see how this all shapes up. It is going to be a massive, massive day of racing. We have to say a huge thank you to all of our sponsors, not just our live stream sponsors, but of course the MX ATV sponsors, Brutum Logistics. And as we get set to show them the board, we can already see our riders getting themselves in the headspace. Josh McQuaid out there on the number 77. He's a 3-time state and 3-time Australian champion. We have the flag. And we are about to show them the 15-second board. Riders at the ready. And we are away. It's a good start from the middle of the gate, but the number 46 leads into the first left-hander, and it is carnage. 2 quads on their sides. The number 4 looking like he's had a massive, massive get-off. Manages to get it back up onto 4 wheels. Hasn't been able to get it started again. However, we continue on. Bosnakis out to a great start, being chased down by the number 37, Jay Dowsett, two-time Australian champion, looking to get onto the back of that number 46 as they make their way down the hill. Both of our quads that were involved in the rollover earlier have managed to get themselves back up and running, made of seriously tough stuff to be able to recover so quickly from an incident like that on the way into the first corner. Riders head on down the hill, over the rollers and into the right-hander. Down along the front section of the track here, you can see, thanks to our 4Style Media live stream cameras, that riders have largely spaced themselves out. They'll be able to navigate this sandy course almost with ease. Great traction to be had. And they will actually do a little bit of remodeling over the course of the day. Bosnakis out to a flying start. Currently on your screen. Doing it for Road and Race Motorcycles, Legend Quad Services and Auto Pro Wanneroo. Out to an absolute blinder of a start. But he is being chased down and being chased hard by that number 37 machine. Jay Dowsett for Legend Quads and Mick Joe. We have just seen a kangaroo out on track. This is interesting. And it is potentially going to be a little bit of an issue. Looks like he may have cleared the track. Don't know if you guys managed to catch that on our live stream, but around they come into the freshly nicknamed pit. Firing down the hill and up. So much hang time there. And one lap done and dusted. Bosnakis out to a convincing lead. First lap time currently sitting at a 2:15. Jay Dowsett clocks in with a 2:17, so 2.22 seconds back. And then it is clear daylight to third place, Flynn Burton. Michael Murphy in fourth, Namo Leo in fifth, Anthony Case sixth, Bill Rice seventh, Kaylin Campione in eighth with Ashley Curedale, our lone female rider, out there in ninth. Daryl Marangione in 10th place with Josh McQuaid and Zach Croonan rounding out your 12 MX ATV riders. Down the front side of the track, our two riders in 1 and 2 navigate their way through this sandy Wanneroo course, through the trees. A great indication of just how much speed these guys are carrying. Bosnakis off the inside of the bike. A lot of work happening in that suspension underneath him. The key to a well set up quad is how you've got that suspension set up. Make the bike do the work for you. Jay Dowsett coming into view, currently running in second place. We look and wait. You can count almost the minutes it feels for third place Flynn Burton. He's got heaps of time to have a look over his shoulder on that number 48 machine. Burton doing it on the Apex ATV. That one, a little bit of an older machine, the 2008 quad, serving him quite well. Cutaway shots to our race leader, clocking up another lap. Bosnakis with a lightning quick 2:07. Jay Dowsett runs a 2:10 lap time. Dowsett riding the 2012 Yamaha as we cut back to shots of Flynn Burton on that number 48. Burton lines up this big double. Having a look at the number 77, Josh McQuaid, looks like he was involved in our earlier rollover, and you can see the peak of his helmet pushed right up. He'll want to get that one looked at, make sure that his helmet is still in good nick. But wow, big move there for McQuaid. We saw him getting up around the outside of Bill Rice. And Rice just falling behind now. McQuaid really turning up the heat on that number 77 machine. We watch on as Bosnakis through the left and right, about to come up to the quarry jump. He has opened up the gap. Last time Bosnakis crossed the line, Jay Dowsett was 4.7 seconds back. We know that gap has grown. You can count him off as he sends it. Massive, massive air over the quarry jump. Huge hang time. Down into the pit comes your race leader, Bosnakis. Again, loads of hang time there for the 10-time Aussie champion. Gets off the back of that bike and lets the Honda do the work. So the gap has indeed grown. Bosnakis now 5.89 seconds ahead of second place Jay Dowsett. And that is just about an eternity. The battle currently raging for 4th and 5th. Namo Leo trying to put the hurt on Michael Murphy on the number 41. Coming across in front of our commentary position now. One of the only real battles currently happening at the moment. Namo Leo not quite able to get the drive off the left-hander. Watching on down in the trial section, we pick up our race leader, Christopher Bosnakis, streaking through the underbrush. AJS, arguably one of the prettiest tracks on our tour of motocross clubs here in WA. The number 46, getting through some deep stuff. The Bruton Logistics MX ATV division currently out there. We have 6 minutes and 40 seconds left in this moto. As your race leader gets it up on 2 wheels, down into the pit one more time. An amazing amount of speed able to be picked up on that downhill run. Bosnakis clocks in with the fast time of the moto, a 2-minute 4-second run. Fantastic pace. It's kind of hard to really compare. Jay Dowsett running some 5 seconds off the pace and is now 10.5 seconds off the back tyres of Bosnakis on the 46. Dowsett doing it tough. And his sponsor list, he's said thanks to his mum and dad. Pretty sure just about everybody out here on track today has to give thanks to mum. Not just because it's Mother's Day, but we catch back up to a battle happening through turn 1. The number 41 machine of Michael Murphy and the 17 of Namo Leo. We follow them on through that right-hander. Namo trying to get onto the back of Murphy. Murphy on the Yamaha, looking comfortable, gets off the inside. Leo slightly looking like he overdrove that left-hander. Here they come, that battle still raging on your screen. Up on 2 wheels, the 41 of Murphy almost going over. And here we go, 2 different lines here. Murphy really having to ride defensively. top three look like this. Christopher Bosnakis bringing it home over Jay Dowsett and Flynn Burton in third place. Massive issues there at the start of that race. On the way into the first corner, we saw some big issues. A couple of quads on their side. But we get set to move on into our next moto. Welcome if you are watching online on our 4Style Media live stream. My name is J Mac. It's great to have you here. If you are at the venue for round 2 of the Smarter Than Smoking State Motocross Championship. A couple of riders still just finishing. Next up, we are going to get into the MX Veterans for their first race of the day. Our sweep rider has finished off his lap. Everything is all good. We are ready to go for Heat 1 of the MX Veterans. MX Veterans proudly brought to you by Cully's Yamaha. We watch on. We see the 177 of Dermot Fitzpatrick on the Yamaha, right next to Ben Martin. Their first moto of the day. They have had a 15-minute practice qualifying. Here we go. Good start from the 114 machine into the first corner. And we are looking tidy. Everybody just about managing to stay upright. Problems there for the 960. That was Anthony Fiaschi. He is going to be devastated with that launch. But a great start for Scott Costin on the Perth Husqvarna-backed Husqvarna. Costin doing it on the FC. As we watch them rip their way through the course. For the very first time in anger, they'll double back on themselves. And I'm checking it out now. Looks like Costin has lost the lead now, relegated back to P2. Not going to be happy with that and going to do everything he can to regain that position. Watching on the 470, struggling. That's John Gales for Port Jarrah Furniture on the SXF. As we check out our race leaders making their way into the trials section down the front of the track. It's the number 80, James Craig for JC Plumbing and Gas WA on the KX 450. And he is carrying some serious speed. Check the attitude on the bike as he fires his way through these sandy ruts. Hard to tell who's actually running in P2. The number plate completely blacked out as they come side. It's the 69 of Luke Few for CNS Mining Services, Bunbury City Motorcycles and Wade's MX. Doing everything he can to get around him. Is it going to happen at the quarry jump? It's going to happen just prior. He's got track position, rips a roll off and sends it. The number 69, Luke Few, leads as they come around into the pit for the first time in this moto. High line and will fire himself down that massive downhill section. Bluey leads us out for the first lap. Second place, we see James Craig on the KX 450. Trevor Unstead comes across in third on the 142. Then we see Cherkop on the number 93 doing a great job in there. Currently running in P4, but your race leader, Luke Few, has gotten out to an absolute blinder of a start. Watching on now, we see the 142 machine having a big look over the shoulder. That's Trevor Unstead. Getting an eyeful of Cherky on the number 93. Looks like Luke Few off to an absolutely killer start. Cherkop managed to get around. We follow on with Cherkop really having to ride that undulating terrain through that right-hander. Unstead following on. He's under fire from Ollie Smith. Smith on the 153. Right behind him, has managed to draw up alongside him. He definitely knows he's there, has inside line and will run the shorter length, but can't get the drive. Unstead managed to claw back that position. As we watch on, our race leader dropping down into the pit. That is a big, big drop. Our vets will definitely be feeling this at the conclusion of this Cully's Yamaha Moto. Watching on with Trevor Unstead on your 4Style Media live stream. Unstead battling it out with Ollie Smith. Ollie manages to get track position at the base of the jump. Getting it done. He's managed to pull a handy gap. Luke Few with your quickest time out there on track, a 2:06.45. James Craig some 4.1 seconds back last time they crossed the start-finish. The number 93, Aaron Cherkop, doing a great job out there on the Bunbury City motorcycles and Asform-backed Honda CRF 450. Riders largely separating themselves out over the AJS course. Cherkop on your screen now, currently sitting P3 according to our timing. The Honda doing a fantastic job out there. Your choice of two lines for about 3 corners, separated by a massive berm, no chance of cross-rutting going into someone else's lane. Over the quarry jump they go. It's a chance for riders to take a moment, breathe, grab a roll-off. Luke Few on your screen now as he comes down off the first jump. Bluey with the number 69 looking very comfortable, large and in charge. Shots here of James Craig. Jimmy, as he's got it on the back of his jersey. One of the few Kawasaki's out there Only 3. Craig opting for a fresh 2021 KX450, backed by JC Plumbing and Gas. Chance for a shameless self-promotion there. Cut back to shots down in the trial section. We watch on with James Craig. That KX well set up there, soaking up the lumps and bumps. The gap between Few and Craig currently sitting at almost 11 seconds. Your race leader ticks off another lap, comes up on some lap traffic. This is Anthony Fiaschi. Dispatches him. Fiaschi, not sure what happened there, whether he got balked and went deep as Few came past. But here comes P2 on the Kawasaki. Ollie Smith currently running in P3. About to round up a lapper, needs to get it done tidily. Goes around the outside. And Ollie Smith now looks to hone in on the back tyre of James Craig. 4th place, Aaron Cherkov gets past lap traffic and resumes the hunt. Aaron Cherkov on your screen. That's the man he's chasing. On the 153, Oliver Smith looking relatively comfortable. Ollie Smith doing it for Bunbury KTM. The 4-stroke 450. Four minutes 30 left on our clock. So we check out our race leader through over the finish line, the number 69, Luke Few. Sends it over the tabletop, currently on your screen. The number 69, CRF. We might call them the vets, but Bluey looks like he'd be able to go toe-to-toe with a few guys in the younger categories. Best lap time for Luke Few, a 2:04.494. He's still lapping at a 2:07.42. It's going to be interesting to see how this track shapes up over the next couple of motos. These guys have the full 3 motos ahead of them. On screen now, the 960 machine. Peter Smithers, I believe. Now I'm actually noticing we have 2 960s on our list. Not 100% sure what the go is there. I've got Anthony Fiaschi and Peter Smithers. First I've noticed that one. But Luke Few rounds up the 960. Continues on his way on that inside line. Easy pass around lap traffic there. And we'll send the CRF up the quarry jump. Hanging, suspended in midair. Around the final corner. Braking bump starting to build up as he drops down into the pit. The 69 looking fantastic with the CNS plumbing. CNS Mining Services, Bunbury City Motorcycles and Wade's MX livery. MX Vets brought to you by Cully's Yamaha. Give them a call, 9344 4444. Go check them out in Balcatta for all of your brand new and used Yamaha needs. Check out Cully's Yamaha. Your race order currently looks like this. Luke Few leading us out over Oliver Smith and James Craig running in third place. We have to say a huge hello to the Dakar Press Team. Check them out on Facebook, Dakar Press Team Australia. And you can already see some of the photos from today. These things are absolutely awesome. They're up at the crack of dawn with some wonderful shots. So we have to once again say a huge warm welcome to the Dakar Press Team for coming along to round 2 of the Smarter Than Smoking 2021 State Championship. Seniors Day today. .15 seconds left on our clock, which means next time we see the number 69 come around, we should, after this, there he goes, clocking up another lap. He's going to put everyone through that little bit of extra torture. Next time he comes around, we will get the last lap board. Our flag marshal on the finish line was looking ever so chuffed to show that last lap board, but was denied the opportunity by this man on your screen, Luke Few, on the number 69. A rider down, trying to see who that is. Looks like one of our 960s. Hard to tell if that's Fiaschi or Smethers. Luke Few gets around him, no worries. So Lukey Few looking to close out a successful moto brought to you by Cully's Yamaha. I've been joined up here in commentary by Daniel Strickland. Daniel, mate, this is the first time you're getting back onto a bike after 8 years. Tell me, what happened 8 years ago?
Just 8 years ago, just sort of lost the flame a little bit. A few other things were happening. It was just at uni studying full time, and had people that likes the Kyle Webster just come up through, and a couple of years younger than me, and they were just putting in the work and just flying by you. So it was starting to get tough just to put it all together. So decided to just take a little break, and here we are 8 years later, and come back to one of the best and toughest tracks there is.
One of the toughest tracks there is indeed. We've seen this thing. You've got to be honest. The track was looking at its best in the very first practice session, right when we got the ATVs out onto it. It's just downhill from here, isn't it? How does that sort of condition really suit you, or are you about to find out?
Yeah, it's too early to tell. The practice session was difficult to say the least. It's been some time since I even put 15 minutes together, so trying to put the fast lap time in between all these guys who, just been putting in some good work. It's going to be real difficult, and to make 20 minutes, I'm looking forward to it.
So tell me, what's had to come together to get you onto a bike for this round?
Yeah, so it's about a month ago, a good friend of mine just said, we should go out riding. And so, we got the old 2013 YZ450 out and blew off the dust. And basically from there, went out for a ride. I was like, that was pretty fun. And so we went out the next weekend as well. I was like, I'm enjoying this. And things sort of just came together off the track. And it's just a good time in life just to be looking back and be like, we've got a couple of years before do anything too serious. And see if I can put the rest of the season in, just having some fun. Main goal is to make the work on Monday, because that's what makes the world go round at the moment. So if I can get 20 minutes plus one, that's a win for me.
It sounds fantastic. Of course, the Strickland Development Racing Team, it's almost a household name in motocross here in WA and around the country. How cool is it to see some of the other riders that have come up through the team?
Yeah, it's awesome. So, when I left the scene back in 2013 was really when Kyle Webster and even Jaden Rikers were just really making progress. So now 8 years later to see Kyle's gone 1-1, 1-1 in the first 2 rounds, that's awesome. And to see Cody and Jake out here as well, just the young guys coming through. My old man Peter just doing an absolute awesome job just to keep this thing running. Since I was 5 years old, that's when he first started going with DSM, Daniel Strickland Motorsports. I was on a little Pee-wee 50, and here we are almost 20-something years later, and he's still supporting all the young kids around. So,
well, looks like we are just about to finish off the Cully's Yamaha MX Vet Moto 1. Luke Few on the number 69 takes it out on the Honda CRF 450 for the first time today. A fantastic run. He had an absolutely huge gap over second place, Ollie Smith, on the 153. So Dan, we're going to get you back downstairs, get you starting to warm up. You're watching some of the competition out there today. Who are the front runners for your division, mate? Who are you going to be watching on?
Yeah, well, hopefully I won't watch them when they come and lap me, but I think Johnny Darrich is looking pretty good. He's always putting in the work, and he's come back from injury, but I think he'll get it done. Charlie Creech looks quick out there as always, and I think there's a few younger guys. I haven't been around for a while, so there's probably a few young ones that'll sneak up there as well. So I'm just hoping to stick near enough to them, and then hopefully I don't have to watch them blast by me too many times when they lap me.
Give yourself a front row seat for the action. It'll be awesome. Now, he's a little bit of a dark horse. He had a fantastic showing down in Manjimup, but the 14MX development rider, Luke Davis, he had an amazing battle with John Darrick. Do you think he's got what it takes to last a few more laps this time?
Yeah, listen, I've been out of the game, but I'm sure Luke's been putting in some work as well. And I'm really excited to see what the boys can do now on the sand. Manji's a bit of a different track, a bit more speed to it, maybe a little bit more flow. So, it'll be real interesting to see a 20-minute moto for those guys.
Absolutely. I can see him watching on very intently on the fence there. We'll keep it coming throughout the course of the day. Dan Strickland, thank you so much. You better get down there, start getting warmed up. Your moto is coming up soon, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe Mack, you're legends.
Let's kick off with our next race. We're moving on into the MX2 division. Proudly brought to you by Husqvarna Motorcycles. We have to say a massive, massive thank you to the Bayliss Electrical Group jumping on board with the 4Style Media live stream here today. My name is Jay Mack, and it is my pleasure to be calling the action here at AJS. It's a beautiful day as we get set for MX2. This is a big one, arguably one of our largest gates, and you can see the spectators lining the start area to watch that run for the whole shot corner. Conan Forrester on the number 3. We watch on. We are in the hands of the starter. The green flag has been shown. We will receive the 15-second board. And that will change to 5. thank you to our lovely 15-second board girl as the revs build. And we are away. Conan Forrester got off to a good start, almost comes together with 155, but the number 95 off to a fantastic start. The dust flies as we get set. Seth Manuel leads us out, but a fast mover in the form of Forrester on the number 3, moving up, grabbing positions up into P2. So they make their way over the tabletop. A couple of riders grabbing positions in mid-air. The action rages royally here at this AJS circuit. 100% sand, the most malleable of track surfaces out there. We watch on. Manuel off to a flying start, really asserted his dominance into the first corner, but Conan Forrester has grabbed position and now occupies the P1 spot out there on track on the Yamaha. Doing a fantastic job for Cully's Yamaha, Fly Racing, Bridgestone, Pertec Geraldton, JF Photography, Fuel Clothing and ProPleat seat covers. Sporting one of Corey Offer's best creations out there, the gripper. Just about a household name here in motocross across the state and indeed around the country. Looks like Manuel falls back another spot, but he has taken that outside line. Be interesting to see if he's got what it takes to move up, but he will be relegated back into third place. Full send over the quarry jump. Conan Forrester looking good out there on the number 3. Keeps the altitude nice and low on the Yamaha. And your order looks like this. Forrester over Brock Flynn. Seth Manuel in 3rd. Jake Turner 4th. Paul Humberston in 5th. Dylan Hennessy 6th. Ravon Newart in 7th. Christian Silvestro on the Husqvarna in 8th. Campbell McMahon in 9th. And Dylan Larry rounds out your top 10 at this point in time. We watch on. Seth Manuel holding down that 3 spot, looking to stop any advance from Jake Turner on the 54. Turner's got his hands full with Paul Humberston running in P5 on the number 37. Forrester, an absolute weapon out there on that 2021 YZF 250. Problems down on the base of the jump at turn 3, or rather, our 3rd flag spot. Hard to see who that was exactly, but the bike was on its side. He managed to get it fired up and away he goes. We do ask riders, please, in between motos, if you can clean off your front number boards. Give us half a chance at identifying you on our 4Style Media live stream. Great moves there from Humberstone. Here comes your race leader. These are seriously quick laps. For the first flying lap in earnest, let's see what the lap times look like. Forrester under fire from Flynn. Clocks in with a 1 minute 54.998. Flynn went quicker, 154.946, and he is on the hunt. He can smell that YZ250 and hones himself in like a shark. Nice high line through that left-hander there for Forrester, the number 3 on song. Brock Flynn on the 260. Looks like he's had a bit of a gap pulled on him slightly. We'll see how that develops over the course of the next lap. We have 15 minutes to go. This is one tough moto. Big bounce there on the landing for Conan Forrester. Forrester fires it down off the high line. Into the trial section they come. Here's your race leader on your screen now. A suspension on that YZF 250, soaking up the bumps in this sandy circuit with ease. Well sorted there. And here we go, riders on two different lines here. Forrester fires himself into the quarry jump. Not as exuberant as we have seen. Into the final corner. We see Flynn gaining a little bit of time, carves off the apex, fires himself down into the pit. Forrester doing a great job, keeps that altitude nice and low on the number 3 machine. Flynn still looking to make inroads and close down that gap, currently sitting at 0.8 of a second. Third place, Seth Manuel on the number 95, coming into view on your screen now. Not 100% sure what's happened here, but I think we may have an issue there for Brock Flynn. I think Brock may have actually stopped out on the track and he has fallen back into the clutches of Seth Manuel on number 95. We'll bring you more information, but I'm pretty sure Manuel just about loses track position to Humberston, but manages to wrench it back. I'm pretty sure that Brock Flynn had an issue and had to refire the bike and has now fallen back. Seth Manuel is down, loses position. Humberston elevates himself up into P3. Jake Turner grabs himself P4 on the road and he is away. Manuel with a massive mistake there, winds up on its side. He's going to be kicking himself for that. Trying to visually check the bike, make sure that everything's okay on our screens as we cut back to our race leader, Conan Forrester, now with clear daylight between himself and P2. About to come on into the quarry jump one more time. We have 12 minutes remaining of this moto. Riders spread out everywhere, and no matter where you look, there is action, there is a battle, there is a fight for supremacy. Seth Manuel on your screen. Manuel doing it for Next M, Bolt Everywhere, Mandurah City KTM, and of course Mum and Dad. He's doing it on the 2018 KTM 250 SX. The number 54 of Jake Turner, he's going to be super happy up in 4th position. Jake Turner wasn't really able to run at Manjimup after a niggling shoulder injury, reared its ugly head in practice, pulling out. But now it looks to be all systems go. Conan Forrester clocks in with a 1 minute 59.242 last time across the start finish line. And we did see an issue there for Brock Flynn. He lapped in an uncharacteristically slow 2 minute 4 last time past the flag. Watch on as Conan Forrester rounds up some lap traffic. A waved yellow in this sector. Looks like we have assistance coming out. Forrester rounds them up with ease. The rider manages to get their bike refired. This MX2 division proudly brought to you by Husqvarna Australia. Forrester giving the old limiter bash indicator. Get out of my way, I'm right behind you. On screen now with second place Brock Flynn trying to recover from his earlier misstep. He is the quickest rider, or at least he was. We see Cody Chittick running in 7th place with a 2-minute flat on that number 39 machine. Chittick now draws onto the back of Seth Manuel. Let's follow on with them. Chittick, part of the Strickland race development team. Manuel seems to be struggling to keep his foot on that right foot peg. We'll keep an eye on that. There's a few times now where that's floated off. Not 100% sure what the go is there, but we'll watch on. Brock Flynn owns that best lap time, a 1 minute 54.946. Conan Forrester on the number 3, only slightly slower, a 1 minute 54.998. But we are seeing Flynn lapping down in the 1 minute 58s at the moment. Your race leader, Forrester, on a 1:59. Definitely has that throttle absolutely pinned as we're joined up here in commentary by Luke Davis from 14MX Development. Luke, we saw you down in Manjimup. You had an absolute bull terror of a run down there. You're looking to try and maybe back it up here at AJS, or you reckon you'll be watching the battle from just a couple of rows back?
Yeah, everyone knows it's my fitness isn't up there, and Sand definitely is my friend. So today is just all about salvage and points, and just getting through it and staying upright, really. So yeah, having Brock back over here for this one, he's going to be tough to beat. But then you got Creechy and Derek as well, which are pretty good sand riders, and they got a bit of fitness on them as well. So yeah, today's just all about salvaging some points and keeping as many as going as I can.
14MX Development has been a mainstay of MX training here in WA. How proud are you of some of the feats that some of your students and your team members have been pulling off out here?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I've been doing it, 5, 6 years now. Obviously, young Brock Flynn's one of my riders since the beginning, so to go down to him is going to be, I'm fine with that. But yeah, all the other younger guys at the junior state rounds and that, it's really cool seeing them come through and how they're all doing. So yeah, it's definitely really cool, and it's a hard pill to swallow. These kids that I used to train and talk smack with them, now they're out there showing me how it's done. But had to come to a time, and today's the day.
You say Sanders not your friend, so that pretty much ticks AJS off the list. Tell me, what's your favourite track here in WA?
Here in WA, anything firm, which is pretty hard to find those hard-packed tracks. Mangy's awesome. We all love Mangy. I know it's sandy as hell, but it's a hell of a good fun track. And personally, probably something like Jindong, Bustleton, that's rock hard. So that's a good fun track to be out there and have a ride on that. And anything where we can get some ruts going, but finding ruts in WA that are firm is pretty hard to find. So yeah, anything with a bit of rut, and then I can have some fun out there.
Bike setup, of course, is an absolute crucial aspect of taking home a win. Tell me, what's the next most important thing aside from fitness? Let's get away from that one and just talk about general technique. What do guys really need to be on top of out here today?
Man, you can have all the speed in the world. That fitness is a massive one. Bike setup's good, but yeah, fitness is everything. Like Brock out there now, he's struggling with arm pump a little bit now, which he hasn't really had to deal with, but now he's starting to get up with the big boys and grow up a little bit. That arm pump's starting to set in on him, so it's just being able to control the race. These races are pretty long, so you got to know what's coming up and be able to pace it out and not make any silly mistakes. After Brock obviously just gone down in that race there, he's working his way back. He's on the tail end of Forrester again. He just got around him, so yeah.
He has indeed. Well, we'll get back to the action on track. Luke Davis, thank you so much. Of course, Luke, or Prongy, as everyone likes to call him, from 14MX Development. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Give them a follow. Tell them J-Mac sent you. He had a fantastic run out in Manjimup recently, battling in that first moto with John Darrick. It was a sight to behold. As we check out your newly minted race leader, Brock Flynn, leading out over Conan Forrester. He's managed to get in front of the number 3, and he has just taken off like a scalded cat. The gap was half a second when they crossed the start-finish line, and we now have 5 minutes left to go. Is Forrester going to have what it takes on the number 3 to wrench him back into that P2 spot, or are we going to see Brock Flynn run away with this Husqvarna Motorcycles MX2? Watching on in the final sector of the track, this is your current race leader on the 260 machine. Brock Flynn has well and truly opened up a gap on the number 3 machine. Conan Forrester now 5.1 seconds back, and it's not even that Conan has gotten slower. It's just Brock Flynn has tapped into an incredible energy reserve and just opened up the taps on this Husqvarna. Absolutely wild to see how much of a gap Flynn has been able to pull. I am stunned. Flynn doing it for Husqvarna Australia, Perth Husqvarna, Motorex, WP suspension, MXRP, Fly, Fly, 14MX development, and VP Racing Fuel. Geez, the list goes on and on. Madden Media, the Carrot Kings, Former Boots, Rival Inc., Always Living, and LS Creative. All of this on a 2019 FC250. Not even 2021 model stock. Flynn owns that quick time. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. We've been out on track for 17 minutes now. MX2, of course, only running 2 motos today. The number 3 machine firing into view. That's Conan Forrester. There he comes up into a yellow flag sector. Looks like a couple of riders have come together. The 880 machine was involved in that one. Oh, sorry, the 808. That'll be Isaac Atkins. Surely not. The 210 tangled up in that one as well. Watching on as Forrester navigates this tough and technical sandy AJS course. And you can tell now that you're watching closely that fatigue has set in. Your race leader on screen on the 260 machine. Large and in charge on the FC250. About to fire it up into the quarry jump. AJS, famed for its undulation and elevation change. There's not many tracks that can really compete. Down into the pit, hugs that extreme right-hand line. About to make his way around some lap traffic. Breathe and flow is the word. We are on the final lap. Everybody being shown the board now. Conan Forrester some 4.4 seconds back. So he has clawed back a little bit of gap. I don't necessarily think that's of his doing. I feel like that's Brock Flynn taking his time a little bit. You can see Flynn lapping in with a 2:09 just to back that up. A gaggle of riders coming in front of our commentary position. 3 wide on the way into turn 2. So we watch on. Brock Flynn on his final lap. Into the trial section now. Fast flowing sector. Then hard on the stoppers into the right-hander. You've got to deal with the braking bumps. Then the mid-corner is also starting to get whooped out. Has a look over the shoulder. And Brock Flynn has just been amazing to watch. Was able to recover from an issue early in the piece and put together an incredible fight back. Managed to get around the hard charging Conan Forrester. The checkered flag is at the ready. As here he comes. Your race winner for Moto 1 for the MX2 division, proudly brought to you by Husqvarna. He'll be very happy with that one. Flynn clocking in with the best lap time for 1:54.946. Takes it out over Conan Forrester, who finishes 7.1 seconds back. Paul Humberston on the 37 will grab P3 and rounds out your podium. Make sure you check out HusqvarnaMotorcycles.com for the latest 2022 motocross lineup. Everything from the TC50 all the way through to the FC450. Couple of very tasty special edition Rockstar 2021 models still available out there as well. So your top 10 look like this. Brock Flynn over Conan Forrester. Paul Humberston in 3rd. Daniel Pajewski in 4th. Dylan Hennessy holds down the 5 spot. Cody Chittick in 6th on the number 39. Seth Manuel, after an early hard charging session on the number 95, brings it home in 7th place, with Christian Silvestro on the Husqvarna rounding out 8th position. Tom Lilly in 9th, and Ravon Nuat brings it home in 10th place. MX2, proudly brought to you by Husqvarna Motorcycles. Hit the perfect line. We will be having a lunch break after race 7. That is 4 races time. The bar will be open, well actually by my clock, the bar is open now. So if you're feeling thirsty, head on up, grab yourself something to drink. And while you're at it, maybe someone can sling a cold one up to the commentary box. Welcome to anyone listening online. Thanks to 4Style Media. Big shout outs to the Bayless Electrical Group as well. Bayless Electrical Group, They aim to deliver world-class quality and yet still deliver this at a price in line with the market and remain competitive. They believe in innovation and satisfaction in the electrical industry. It's fantastic to have the Bayliss Electrical Group on board for our live stream here for round 2 of the Smarter Than Smoking Senior State Motocross Championship. My name is J Mac and we are set to get on into our next race, the MX3 division. MX3 proudly brought to you by KTM. Revs build, and we're away. The number 21 off to the far side, Deacon Pace looking pretty good. But out in front, the number 66, Caden Manier, off to a blinder of a start on the KTM. Jordan Manier holding down the 2 spot in the early stages, and the 61 is down. Dylan Walsh, he's not going to be happy with that one. Falls to the rear of field. Walshy had a fantastic run last weekend at lightweight. This is not how he wanted to make his MX3 first race debut here. Deacon Pace was looking the goods, but the Maniers got around over the top of him. We'll see how this shapes up. Watching them as they make their way down across the front of the track. Into the shady section. Has been known to play havoc with the depth perception, coming in and out of shadows at high speeds. And we watch on with the number 66 of Caden Manier. Manier doing it for the KTM Junior Racing team. Looking comfortable in this early stage. This is no short sprint. MX3 is a 20-minute torture test. Over the quarry jump for the first time in anger. He's already managed to pull a sizable gap over P2. Jordan Manier on the 47. Holding it down over Deacon Pace on the 21, also on the KTM. Interesting to note, Deacon Pace doing it on the 150. The 150 SX giving a agile blend of control, lightweight, and an explosive burst of power, and a small package. The 66 doing it on the 4-stroke 250. Jordan Manier on screen now for Underclass, EXP Resources, ETS Race Fuels and Madras City KTM. Disappears from view. Vast majority of our riders look to have spread themselves out. Just watching a little bit of a battle happening now. Deacon Pace starting to move up onto the back of the 47 of Jordan Manier. Looks like he'll make the move in the air. Not quite, but Manier does know he's there. Holds down that inside line. Looks to cover him off, pushes him wide, and gets the jump on him down into the pit. Pace draws alongside him. And up the inside, looks to make the move. Superior speed on the high line there for Mania. This is the battle for second and third. Pace had to stop and washes it off. Drops it on its side. The number 21 is impinged as he kicks the bike off. Gets the 21 back up, throws the leg over. He's got to get it refired. Deacon Pace looks over the shoulder. He's lost 2 spots. That's going to sting for the young guy riding the 150 SX. Unfortunate there for Deacon Pace on the 21. It was looking to be a barnstormer between Jordan Mania on the 47 and young Pace on the 21. So after Deacon Pace having issues there in turn 2, riders really have spread themselves out to just about all 4 corners of the compass. If you are watching online on the 4Style Media live stream on the WAMX page, feel free, share the live stream around. The more we get people watching this live stream, the more likely it is that we can keep it going. And I am keeping an eye on it, so if you've got any questions, any comments, drop them. We'd love to see what you've got to say. Watching on with Jordan Mania. Currently holding down second place. Quick lap time belongs to Caden Mania. He busted out a 156.58 last time around this track. So far, the closest we have seen is from the number 61, Dylan Walsh, with a 2:02. Then you get back to Deacon Pace's 2:03. Pace falling back to 4th place. Shots on screen of the final sector, the pit. So we see our, looks like the 47 of Jordan Mania rounding up some lap traffic in just a short moment. Pace on the 61 on your screen now, trying to make amends. Gets around our lapper, no problems. On screen now with Deacon Pace. Dylan Walsh on the 61 has managed to resurrect himself after falling to the rear of field. Walshy doing it for Aussie Moto Engineering, Gas Perth, Gas Australia, and Empire Cycles with Specialised on board as well. Down around the trial section. Empire Cycles really jumping on with the WA Motocross crew. Great to see such integration. Walshy rounds up a lapper, looking to get onto the back of Jordan Manier in the 47 spot. Still a sizable gap ahead of him. Let's see if he's got what it takes to bust out the lap times required to elevate himself. It's one thing to get onto the back of Jordan Manier, it's another to make a successful pass. We watch on with your race leader, Caden Manier, on the 66. So, Caden Manier putting together a successful onslaught here in this KTM MX3 division. Now we've got ourselves a battle for second and third. Dylan Walsh has gotten up onto the back of Jordan Manier, the 47. Sink your teeth into this one. Keep the altitude down over the small tabletop into the left-hander. Walshy, known for his aggression, especially in passing. The gap between these two, very tight. The Empire Cycles backed rider looks to find the rear wheel of the 47. Is this the move? Is he going to make it? Not quite. Manier shuts the door on him. Walsh steps back, takes a moment, runs the outside line. Manier has a moment to breathe. Down they fire, into the trial section they'll come. And Manier holding down a small gap. Pace draws up alongside him. He's in striking distance now. Manier has plenty of power at his disposal on that 47 machine. Here they come up towards the quarry jump now. Walsh on the 61. Menier had to go for a big mid-air adjustment, had that throttle cracked for what felt like eternity. Now this is going to be interesting. Lap traffic coming up. Menier could potentially use it to his advantage. Nope. Pitter on the 420 pulls off to the inside. He doesn't want to become the meat in that sandwich. And the battle commences afresh. Over the braking bumps into the right-hander. Walsh looked like he held it, and issues there getting off for both of our riders. This is tight. Walsh couldn't get the drive down off that left-hander. You look at it and you see Walsh has taken a few bites already. Menier got what it takes to hold him off. Time is dwindling. Just waiting for my results to click over. So we now have 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Caden Menier has the best lap time under his belt, a 1:56.588. Nobody has been able to touch that. Closer so far, we're looking at a 2:01.71. That belongs to Deacon Pace on the 21, who's currently back in 4th spot. You're watching on now. This isn't the battle for the lead. This is the battle for second. Jordan Menier holding it down at the moment as they get around some lap traffic. Dylan Walsh got around 2. Opposing lines. Walshy looks like he may, just about goes over the bars. And time is running out. Walsh went full send over that quarry jump. Into the right-hander they come. Down into the pit. Walsh sliding the rear on the exit there. It's going to rob him of precious drive. Gets over the bars. Looks for that inside line. Over the tabletop. Keeps the altitude low. Didn't quite stretch his legs enough. And Menier knows that if he hugs that line through that right-hander, he's got track position. He can fend him off. Walsh looking for some speed up on the high line through that left. Over the tabletop. Looking comfortable there as they head on down. They'll double back on themselves and up towards our spectator area. And it looks like Walsh has done it. He's got track position. He's now elevated himself up into second place. Has Menier got anything to answer? This is tough. Walsh was able to get it done. But the gap ahead, you're looking at almost 45 seconds. Very, very tough. Your race leader clicks off another lap. Means we have 1 minute 59 left to go. Yellow flag out in the right-hander just prior to the quarry jump. Riders managed to get the bike refired and get back underway. Walsh is not out of the woods yet as they undertake some traffic. And you have to look at it now as a consolidation game. Walsh needs to make sure he stays upright. Because Menier is not going anywhere. The 47 still circulating and still within striking distance to capitalise if the 61 makes any error. Your race leader up on screen on our 4Style Media live stream. We also have to say a huge thank you to TVR. Thomas Vehicle Refinishing for all your vehicle paint and body repairs. Check them out. They are a family-run business with over 20 years of experience in crash repairs and restorations, priding themselves on their attention to detail and their high quality of work. Talk about high quality, well, Caden Manier has put on a masterclass here on the 66. Quick look over the shoulder. And he is set to take a monster victory here in this MX3 division. Race 4 in your program. Proudly brought to you by KTM Australia. Dylan Walsh has managed to pull a gap on Jordan Manier. Caden on the 66 over Dylan Walsh on the 61. The gap there, 48.3 seconds. Between Dylan Walsh and Jordan Manier, you're looking at just under 14 seconds. Walsh has been able to pile on a considerable amount of speed. The Empire Cycles rider cracking out with a 2:02.59, only a tenth of a second quicker than rider 66, Caden Manier, doing it for KTM Junior Racing. Deacon Pace circulating back in fourth spot. As here comes your race winner on the 66, Caden Manier in MX3, brought to you by KTM Australia. Oakley Australia, Choice Suspension, Custom MX, ODI Grips, ETS Race Fuels, and of course KTM Junior Racing Team, Motorex, Troy Lee Designs, Dunlop and Mandurah City KTM, all jumping on board with young Caden Manier. So your actual finishing order was Caden Manier in P1, Dylan Walsh looks to finish in P2. Just rounding the final corner now. He got up over the top of Jordan Manier, who now finds himself under threat from Deacon Pace. Is this going to be a last corner change in position? Has Jordan got what it takes? This is going to be tight. Pace on the high line, fires himself down into the pit. Has he got the speed to make it count? Manier covers him off in midair, and it is a tight one for third and fourth. So your final finishing order, Caden Manier in P1, Dylan Walsh on the 61 machine comes home in second, Jordan Manier in third, just ever so slightly holding out Deacon Pace. Pace with a race that he would rather forget in that early stage. MX Clubman on the gate now. Here we go for the MX Clubman division. Lights down and issues for the 344. His gate went forward. The 187 leads us into the first corner. Kai Smith off to a blinder of a start early in the piece. Currently holding down, well, it was P2, it became P3, the number 52. They wind their way through for this first lap, get themselves sorted. So far, looks like everybody upright and circulating nicely. Kai Smith doing it on the CRF. On the 187 out front. Looking comfortable. A+ limestone pedal play and Savage motorcycles on board. Problems for the 527. We watch on. That's Kai Fisher. Horrible, horrible place to drop that bike. Manages to get himself back underway. Our Clubman riders running a 15-minute plus 1 lap moto here for Smarter Than Smoking. We watch on. And your race leader has dropped it. About to make his way into the right-hander, and he's now sacrificed 2 places. Lucky not to make it a third. Tough break, but we have a new race leader on our hands. More problems. Another rider down. We cut back to our lead pack. And we'll have your race order as they flash across our line. On first place, the 479 machine, Samuel Davies over Hannah Stewart. A young, unique racing entry, currently circulating in second place. Kai Smith on the 187, holding down third. We watch on. Riders largely space themselves out, Indian file, through this first sector of the track. A little bit of a battle going on. The 596 of Dylan Van Padua on his 2018 Kawasaki, looking to try and make inroads. Looks like Kai Smith has jumped up into second place over Hannah Stewart. This is race 5. I'm just looking out and I can see a waved yellow. Trying to see what the issue is there, but we'll give you more information as it comes to hand. But we watch on now with Kai Smith on the 187. The CRF looking to hunt down your race leader, Samuel Davies. Kai Smith now on the hunt. into the final corner and has the inside line. Grabs track position, fades across in front of Samuel Davies. Samuel Davies also under fire from Hodge on the 3.82. Jacob has clocked in with the quickest lap time, asserts his dominance, forces the issue, and jumps up into the lead. Around the outside, Smith holding down that inside line, able to get good drive and serves him well. These two jockeying for position into the left-hander. Hodge has track position. The Yamaha fires itself off the corner over the tabletop, and Kai Smith looking like didn't quite have the legs. So Hodge holding it down over Kai Smith. Hodge doing it for tyre power on the YZ250F. Watching through the trees. A 382 machine building up a gap. This is the battle on your screen for first and second. As we watch, Hodge draws up to the quarry jump. And they'll roll that jump down over Mandurah City KTM. Kai Smith looks pretty comfortable. Hodge gets the rear spinning up on the exit. Down the hill into the pit they come. Smith on the big Honda. Hannah Stewart, a little bit of a dark horse here, currently running in P3 for Unique Racing. He's got herself a 2021 Husky FC. Bikes down and yellow flags waving in the final sector. Managed to get themselves back up and running. Six minutes, 30 seconds left in this moto, brought to you by Smarter Than Smoking. Riders pacing themselves out around this course, and as he grabs himself a bite of salad, actually looking pretty good there. Ravon Newhout joins me up in commentary. Ravon, mate, you've had, what is it, no races. Have you had one race yet?
Yeah, first MX2 moto, just come in, yeah.
How'd you feel out there, mate?
If I'm honest, I'm riding a bit too much of a tight track. Based down in Kalgoorlie, we got no sand there, so just got to adapt and try my best, I guess.
Now, AJS, it's throwing curveballs at everybody. Basically, when you rode it last was probably the best it was going to be. We're watching it sort of shape up throughout the day. You don't get to ride an awful lot of sand, so where does your forte sort of lie? What is your favourite track?
I have to be honest, I reckon Manji, we did a good performance there, and I reckon Esperance is one of my favourite tracks. It's just nice, tight, hard-packed track, so yeah, keen to see how we go down there, but today you make best of what it is. You just try your best and finish the day on two wheels.
MX2, it's a tough fight at the front, mate. Who's the dark horse? Who's maybe not pulling out the victories, but is definitely one to watch out for?
The one I've watched since day one is Dan Pajewski for sure. He might not be on that top step all the time, but yeah, no, that bloke knows how to ride a motorbike.
Map out your current season for me. How'd you go in the first round?
First round actually went really well. I was quite shocked. Finished second overall. Today we'll see how we go, and then we'll do the state titles here. And me and my old boy are planning to finish the last 3 rounds of MX Nationals in Queensland. So yeah, we'll see if we can get some good supporters and head over there to finish off the year.
Man, support is crucial. We'll talk about that in just a moment, but this last 18 months, bike fitness has been absolutely critical for a lot of people. Not able to get onto the bike, get to the track as often as they would have liked. How have you sort of been getting around it, and how do you sort of rate your fitness and your bike fitness? Because they're two totally different things.
Yeah, well, with the gyms and that closing during this COVID time, I've been running a lot. I'm not much of a cycle person. I'd rather stay on my feet. And riding, good thing with Kalgoorlie, it's real open in the bush, in the desert, so we've got some tight desert tracks and some open motocross tracks there, which is good. So bike fitness, I'd say, is good, but just off the bike fitness definitely can improve, and it'll just keep improving as the season goes on.
You're doing everything you can, like you say, to keep yourself in check, keep yourself fit and strong. You've got some great supporters, mate. Who's been helping you out this season?
The good old mum and dad, of course. Dad's wallet's taken another beating this year. Dave from J&J Motorcycles, he's been probably the biggest support this year. As long as Tom Carroll from Bolt Everywhere, he's hooked us up with some wicked fresh gear for the year. We've got Dyno Time. Russell Speaks down there. He does an amazing job every time he works on the bike. Who else we got? Goldmine Engineering. They jumped on board this year. Same with Hosemate. WAMX Graphics and Strike Seats, always making that bike look good.
Man, I was a little bit confused when you first come up, because you are literally so clean. The gear is absolutely crisp, looking good, mate. Just as a bit of an aside, which boots are you running this season?
I've chose to run the Fox Instinct boots. I've actually, over the last 12 months, I've done, I guess you could say, testing with some boots. I've been helping out. People have helped me out, get different sets of boots, see what I'm comfy with, and yeah, this is what I'm running this year, the Fox boots.
Looking fresh, running well. Ravon Newat, well, best of luck for your next moto, mate. Thanks for coming on up.
Thank you for having me.
We continue on with race 5 in MX Clubman. Jacob Hodge is your race leader. Hannah Stewart pushing him hard on the 5.52 machine. She's lapped in with a best lap of a 2:27. Third place, Shane McCullough over Samuel Davies, with Kai Smith falling back to 5th place. We watch on in this smarter than smoking division as Hodge leads us out. He has been just about unstoppable ever since he grabbed the race lead. We watch him on screen on the YZ. And he just looks like he's out there for a Sunday ride, just taking it easy, spending a lot of time in the saddle, letting the bike do the work. Shots of the final corner complex here. around this right-hander, and your race leader about to drop into what I've affectionately nicknamed the pit. Through this quarry section. Sends it with a little bit more air than we've customarily seen. And he will bring us back to 2 laps to go. Jacob Hodge only lists one sponsor. Tyre Power. I don't even know which Tyre Power. A YZ250F. Putting in the work. Welcome if you are watching on our 4Style Media live stream. We have to say a big, big thank you to Bayless Electrical Group, Thomas Vehicle Refinishes. It has been absolutely awesome to have you all come on board. Cully's Yamaha jumping in there as well. And we are building ourselves up to our next moto. Of course, all of this brought to you by 4Style Media. MX1 is on the gate as we are in the final stages of this MX Clubman Moto as we catch up with our race leader, Hodgie, on the 382 Yamaha. I have to say it, Hodgie is just looking like nobody can touch him. 33 seconds is the gap. He's been keeping his nose very, very clean. Just starting to put a little bit of water down on our starting area. I can see Peter Strickland getting himself into position, ready for the MX1 gate drop. So we have a yellow flag in the final sector. Ryder has stalled the bike on the up ramp of the quarry jump. Our race leaders managed to get around it, no worries, and he collects the last lap board. The final stages of this Smarter Than Smoking MX Clubman Moto drawing upon us. The best lap times are 2 minute 23.643 by Jake Hodge. And we are 1 lap to go. 17 minutes elapsed time. Coming across the start-finish line, we see Kai Smith on the 187 CRF. And Hodgie just has to stay upright. Catching up with Hannah Stewart, passing a lapper. Actually, that's not Hannah. My apologies. This is your race leader on screen. Jake Hodge into the final couple of corners. There'll be a left, right, and then he's down into the quarry complex. Sizing up the quarry jump now. Rolls the jump. And rounds the second to last corner. Down into the pit. Jacob Hodge on the 382 machine takes out the first win for the MX Clubman on the Yamaha. A fantastic finish, and Hodgie will be happy with that one. Hannah Stewart will cross the line, looking for the 552 machine. Here she comes over the quarry jump now into the final corner. Over the finish line, Hannah Stewart grabs herself a second place. She'll be very happy with that. Unique Racing to the front as she cruises on back to the pits. Kai Smith rounds out your top three on the 187 machine. Smithy doing a fantastic job, had a promising start. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hold it all the way through to the end. Position. We have the 15-second board. Place your bets. MX1 off the gate. Luke Davis on the 14 leads into the first corner. Hard charge from everybody, and they'll sort themselves out. And this is going to be tough. Luke Davis, by his own admission, says the bike fitness isn't quite there. So I'm keen to see how he shapes up. A quick moment for riders to grab a roll off, rip a tear off while they're in the air. They double back on themselves. Davis still holding out a handy lead at this early stage of the race. As we watch on, we see in the mix there the 50 of Austin Ridley. But lock eyes as we check out Luke Davis, head well and truly over the handlebars. Has that YZ450 absolutely singing. winding his way in towards the trials section. We only say that because that is the trials track just further on down the hill. A 20-minute moto. You've got to be careful not to blow yourself out in the early stages. But at the same time, you do not want to sacrifice track position. Over the rollers, and Luke Davis holds his head high. Charlie Creech moving into second place on the 57 machine. Over the quarry jump, Davis hangs it sideways. Creechy has that Husqvarna ticking. Down into the pit. Davis kicks the bike upright, tries to find a smooth line, needs the drive. So your top three look like this. Luke Davis in first, Charlie Creech second, John Darroch in third on the number 45. Riders having a little bit of biffo in that final corner, a little bit of cross-rut action as the number 38 gets the nose cut off him. That was Stefan Weisbach. Managed to lose a spot there up against the 158 machine. Oh, we watch on. Charlie Creech on your screen in this Moto Pirelli MX1 Moto. Quick lap time already, a 1:59 for Luke Davis. Of course, that includes the start gate procedure, as it looks like we've got a stop bike across. Oh, almost coming to blows there in turn 2. That could have been interesting, mopping up the pieces. We watch on. Charlie Creech with some serious speed through the trees in front of the trial section. Locked in like a homing missile on that number 14. "16 minutes on the clock." Creech and Davis opening up a bit of a gap. Wow, Davis off track for a brief moment there. Over Mandurah City KTM, John Darroch joining the fray. And Creechy with some serious speed up on that high line in that final corner. This is going to be cool. Watch the battle form up. Creechy lofts that Husqvarna through the air over the start-finish line and looks to get drive to find the back tyre. Davis has dropped it in turn 2. Has 2 goes at trying to get it up, and that's going to sap precious energy. Managed to keep the bike running though. Was able to clinch that clutch. And now, Charlie Creech in the 57, brought to you by the Underclass, is off and racing. John Darroch. He had a massive weekend at Manjimup. Has he got what it takes to go one better? Watching on our live stream, we see Darroch on your screen on the number 45. Quick lap time belongs to Charlie Creech, a 1:56.90. Darroch fires that Yamaha down into the trial section. Trying to keep the altitude as low as possible for as long as possible. Anytime you're in the air, you're not putting drive down to the track. So your top order looks like this. Charlie Creech leads out John Darroch. Luke Davis relegated to 3rd place. Mario Durkol was operating in 4th. Stephen Pocock 5th. Austin Ridley on the 50 in 6th. Brendan Bayliss from Bayliss Electrical Group in 7th. Michael Zawada with Savage Motorcycle support in 8th. Anthony Drysdale in 9th. And Christian Silvestre on the Husqvarna running in 10th place as we check out the final corner complex. And Charlie Creech checking out. John Darroch on that pristine 45 machine from Cully's Yamaha. Looking good. Your race leader trying to get away from John Darrick. John Darrick's a fast mover, a 156.64. He's gone a tenth of a second quicker than Creech, and the gap was 2.4 seconds last time they came across the start finish. Watching some of the pit boards. You can see some very animated faces down there. So we watch on. Creechy on the 57. Putting in a stellar performance so far. Has his work cut out for him. We know Darrick has what it takes to put down the moves. Over the quarry jump, and Creechy fires into the final sector. A lap traffic in between the 57 and the 45 of Darrick. Sticking to the inside line. Darrick should be able to make the move with ease. Comes down into the pit. Creechy looking good on that West Coast Motorcycles Husqvarna. Darrick bogging down in that deep sand. All the riders are in the same boat. As we check out Luke Davis, or Prongy, as everyone likes to call him. We had a chat to him earlier, and he did say AJS was not his friend. Well, everybody, like I said earlier, is in the same boat. This is a tough track to ride. Variety of lines forming up. It is rough out there. Davis winds his way in over the roller into the shady section. Sweeper. It's a high-speed part of the track there. A couple of moves being thrown down. We see Cody Heggs on the number 79. Getting around Ben Athau. But Charlie Creech about to send it over the quarry jump one more time. Had the back wheel up, lap traffic. Into the final corner, John Darrick pushing that Yamaha to its absolute limits. Darrick on the 45. Almost 4 seconds between Creech. Luke Davis still working in third spot. Darrick in second. Creech, your race leader. Darrick looking good in all fly gear. Over the backside of the track, you see him streaking through the trees. The air's taking a sudden chill. Gorgeous conditions out here today. And this is do or die. Only 2 chances for our MX1 riders to actually score points. 2 20-minute motos is a tough, tough ask. Watching riders circulating through the start-finish line. The 187 just flirting with track limits. And here they come. Charlie Creech on your screen. Up around the inside of the 52. Running in B grade. We say this is a tough track. Well, when you do have lap traffic coming up, and it is so tough, it is cross-running a lot of riders out there. The possibility to tangle with someone is incredibly high. You've got to have a cool head on your shoulders, and Creechy has been navigating his way back up through the pack with ease. So I'm just watching Bayless on the number 35 coming across in front of me. West Coast Motorcycles, Bayless Electrical, Dyno Time and West Effects on board. He's got himself in a handy stoush. So Charlie Creech still leads out over John Darroch. And John Darroch just can't catch a break here on this final stretch. He always finds himself with lap traffic right on the finish line. Very tough to make inroads in that part of the circuit. Watching on, Luke Davis got it seriously crossed up on the way into turn 2. The 14 MX rider doing everything he can to stay in touch with our leaders. Great contingent of spectators out here today. Into the trials section, this is Luke Davis. John Darroch on the 45 for Cully's Yamaha. Also sponsors of our live stream. Looks like some issues here just across the start-finish line. Trying to see who that was. The 79 machine of Cody Heggs. Looking like it may have had a problem with the rear end. He's managed to get that back up and running and rejoins the race. Luke Davis catching up with some lap traffic. Gets around downed rider. The yellow flag is out in turn 1. Riders managed to get themselves back up and running. Paddle tyres, the order of the day here in terms of rubber selection. Going for the super soft compounds when they can get their hands on them. I know we've been doing a massive run on them. So Charlie Creech leads us out. His best lap time is a 1:56.77. He is not the quickest rider out there. John Darrick had himself a 1:56.64. That was a long way back in the piece. Hasn't been able to match it. He's now circulating around the 2 minutes 2 second mark. Benjamin Gibbs hitting turn 2 as we speak. He's down the order, circulating in 24th. So we rejoin our race leader, Charlie Creech, on the West Coast Motorcycles Husqvarna. Interestingly enough, Daniel Strickland will check in with him, currently operating in 12th place after 8 years off the bike to be running mid-pack. Not bad in the MX1 division. A brutal, brutal track out there. One minute left on the clock. The number 88 out there, Sean Snow, riding the gas. Over the quarry jump comes your race leader. 15 seconds to go. And it's going to be close as to whether or not he's shown the last lap board. I get the feeling he may well do it. 5 seconds. No, he's going to make him do another 2 laps. Just sneaks it in. And Darrick lets everyone know that he's there. Second place, the gap, 4.57 seconds. Luke Davis has managed to hold on to third place, and he's looking pretty safe from Brock Flynn on the 260. Let's check out the gap. Darrick just about cross-ruts it coming on down into the pit. Drops a hammer, floats that Yamaha through over the finish line. The gap from John Darrick back to Luke Davis, some 34 seconds. A considerable gap from third back to fourth. Brock Flynn on the 260 currently occupying that position. And our top order really have strung themselves out around this AJS track. MX1 proudly brought to you by Moto and Pirelli, leaders in oil and rubber. As we watch on, John Darrick on the 45. had a great result in Manjimup, find himself on the podium. And he is just trying to get onto the back of Charlie Creech. The gap was 4.5 seconds last time they came around. We watch on, we now have 2 back markers. And Derek goes straight over the top of him. Gets it done. And this could be his first actual run with no obstructions. Here we go, Creechy across the line. This is the last lap. And Derek has closed that gap down to 2.3 seconds. Has he got what it takes to find 2.5 seconds out there on the course? Creechy's a savvy rider. And he's not got an abundance of lap traffic in front of him to really cause many issues. Derek gets around the back marker, takes that fast wide line. The dying stages of this MX1 race. The final lap is upon us. Derek floats that YZ450 through the air. The track doubles back on itself. Over the roller and into the trial section. They've navigated. There's the sweeper. And this has gotten tight. This is a battle now, and it's all happening on the final lap of this moto. Into the fast, shady section, down the back of the track. Derek has it on the wood. Through that fast line. He owns the quickest lap. He lapped in almost a full second quicker than Creechy last time around. The gap was 2.3 seconds. It's now lucky to be a second, maybe a second and a half at max. They're into the S-bends. Lap traffic in between them. Oh, this could be messy. Creechy has to pass 2 for 1. And Derek looks like he might have got himself stalled up a little bit. He's had to roll off. He's not going to be able to attack. Back markers really proving to be the fly in the ointment here, but Derek's still pushing hard. But Charlie Creech for West Coast Motorcycles on the number 57 gives the bike a tap as he crosses the start-finish line. A fantastic battle there in the dying stages between our 2 front runners. And Derek shows him some appreciation in the exit chute. Congratulations, guys. That was epic right there. A tough race. 20 minutes doesn't sound like an awful lot. But here at AJS, it's an eternity. So that was race 6 here for the MX1 division, brought to you by Pirelli and Moto. We are going to have a lunch break. I was told after race 7, but it looks like we may be having our lunch break now. Officials, if you can please head on up to grab your lunch. The bar is open, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep you posted on when we are getting back into it. But I'll give you your finishing order once our riders have all finalised. So we've had our top 3 cross the line. Charlie Creech bringing it home in first place over John Darrick on the 45. Luke Davis crosses the line in 3rd. Brock Flynn in 4th. Stephen Pocock will finish in 5th. Brendan Bayless in 6th. Michael Zawada in 7th. Christian Silvestro 8th. Mario Durkol in 9th, with Anthony Drysdale rounding out your top 10 in the MX1 division. We're going to take a short break. To everyone watching on our 4Style Media live stream, stick with us. It won't be long. Keep an eye on your Facebook feeds, and we'll keep you posted. Things are definitely heating up here at round 2 for the Smarter Than Smoking State Motocross Championship for the seniors.